Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are finally out. The game for the Nintendo Switch is essentially a reimagining of Pokemon Yellow, except it's got a whole lot of new features to offer. It's the Pokemon RPG that fans of the franchise have been waiting for, and Game Freak definitely delivered, packing it full of the kinds of Pokemon fun that we've been craving ever since the Switch dropped, along with a bunch of treats hidden within plain sight that players of the series will really get a kick out of. So today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Easter eggs you missed in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Let's get to it. At number 10, the Bundle Box. Let's start off our list with an Easter egg that isn't even in the game. It's on the box for the game. For those of you who went out and purchased the Pokemon Let's Go bundle, there's a nice little Easter egg hidden away on the box. Yes, the physical box. Flip that baby upside down and you'll see two familiar fossils buried amongst some dirt, underneath the box's text. That ain't mold, friends, because some people on Reddit actually admitted that they thought it was, or that the box was damaged. It's the Helix fossil, which in the games gives you Ammonite, along with something else that looks like it's either fossilized Ammonite or a dome fossil, which was the fossil that gave you Kabuto. And hidden under the text is something that looks a whole lot like old amber. But if you're in Australia, the box doesn't even have text on it, just the fossils, which is pretty neat. Moving on to number 9, Game Grumps. If you're a fan of Let's Plays on YouTube, you're probably familiar with Game Grumps. They make a series that was created back in 2012 in which they play games with a comical take on many a game's content. With over 4.8 million subscribers and 4.3 billion video views, they've really established themselves as a fan favorite. Turns out that wasn't lost on the developers of Let's Go. There's 3 master trainers in the game, a mechanic that we'll talk a little bit more later on, who are named after the men behind Game Grumps. One is Danny, another Aaron, and the third Ross. This isn't the first time that they've gotten a shout out in one of the games they play either. Ross, along with Aaron and John, also have had NPCs in World of Warcraft named after them. Up next, number 8, the Mew Truck. Those who are particularly fond of Generation 1 will probably dig this number. In Vermilion City, after you get through the SS Anne and the ship has sailed, the crew member who appears at the end of the pier doesn't push you away like in previous games. Now walk down that pier to the very end. You can surf off the edge off to the right of the pier. There's another dock that you can reach from there just across the water. And guess what's parked there blocking the passageway? It's the Mew Truck. Now back in the day there was a rumor that if you used strength in Pokemon Red and Blue, you could push this truck and get the Pokemon Mew. It unfortunately was just a rumor. While you can't use strength on it in Let's Go, it is a really nice throwback. It is worth noting that back in the day, people who played Red and Blue really believed that you were able to make your game glitch, you could get Mew to appear by moving this truck. And these days, there's ways of achieving that in Red and Blue, like using arbitrary code. But oh, how kids wanted that Mew so bad back then. Including yours truly. Speaking of those old games, up next at number 7, Blue. Since Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are basically loose remakes of Pokemon Yellow, it shouldn't be surprising that there would be a few familiar faces in the game. This includes Blue, your rival from Pokemon Red and Blue, who was the inspiration for Gary Oak in the anime. He makes an appearance in the game on multiple occasions, giving context to all the things going on with Team Rocket. There's also a nice little wink to the previous games with Blue stating that Professor Oak is his grandfather. And when Oak doesn't recall what his name is, he's like, "Oh, that joke sucks, Gramps." This is a shout out to the original Red, Blue, and Yellow when you're initially given the option to name your rival at the start of the game, and Oak doesn't remember what his name is. That isn't the only notable Blue moment either. After you defeat Giovanni in the Viridian City gym, Blue takes over the gym, and even makes a comment about remodeling it, which is what eventually happens by the time you return to Kanto in Pokemon Gold and Silver. Speaking of Gold and Silver, let's move on to our next number, 6. Koga. The Let's Go games take place in the region of Kanto, but there's a whole lot of references to the second generation region of Johto, and the time differences between the original Blue and Red games and the second generation Gold and Silver games is not lost on Game Freak. There's a bunch of subtle comments throughout Let's Go that hints to the future that we've already seen in Gold and Silver. This includes a conversation with Koga, the Fuchsia City gym leader. Now upon the first time you re-challenge him, which is something you can do in these games, he'll make a comment about wanting to join the Elite Four, which is exactly what he does by the time that Gold and Silver rolled around. Plus, he references his daughter in the second time you re-challenge him, Janine, who ends up taking over the Fuchsia City gym in Gold and Silver after he's gone and joined the Elite Four. Up next at 5, Archer. It's not just Gold and Silver that Let's Go references. Heart Gold and Soul Silver also get a nice little nod in the form of Archer, the admin for Team Rocket in those games. Now if you go back to Team Rocket's hideout, he'll be there by Giovanni's desk, and he'll challenge you to a battle. If you defeat him, he'll show you a letter that he was writing that contains his ambitions to form a stronger Team Rocket outside of the Kanto region. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Archer is the leader of the group trying to bring back Giovanni and Team Rocket. This, along with many other little references, really hints that Game Freak aims to create a sequel to Let's Go that takes place in the Johto region, where these kind of continuity inclusions will definitely pay off. In And at number 4, the Pokemon Mansion. Now if you check out the Pokemon Mansion, on the bottom floor where you find the key for the Cinnabar Island gym, there's a room that has a massive scientific looking machine that you can find. Now when you select it, it's described as a large container made of thick glass. It looks as if something has been beating on it over and over from the inside. This is none other than the glass tank that Mewtwo was contained in, where he was created. Now this detail is pulled right from the Pokemon anime film from 1998, Pokemon the first movie, where we got to see Mewtwo and Mew's origin stories play out. It was a major cinematic event back in the day. Moving on to 3, the Game Freak building. In Celadon City, if you go into the Game Freak building and head on up to the 3rd floor, there's an Easter egg that will unlock after you've defeated the Elite Four. There's an NPC that you can talk to who is named none other than Morimoto. Morimoto is the main Game Freak designer and programmer at Game Freak who has worked on a slew of Pokemon games since the original Japanese Red and Green titles, and is famous for his creation of Mew. You can battle him too. Now in the same room you'll notice that there's a few posters on the wall as well. Those are the original posters from Japan that promoted the original Pokemon Red and Green games, along with Blue and Yellow. Plus, there's also a calendar that features Pikachu's sprite icon from the original games too. Overall, it's a bit of a blast from the past. Which also brings us to our next number, in at 2, Nidorino vs Gengar. As you saw from our previous number, there's a ton of little details in the games that are throwbacks to the original Pokemon games. Now one of those is found in Pallet Town. So if you go inside of your house in Pallet Town and go up to your room, in the top left hand corner of the screen, hanging on the wall above your computer and desk, there's a poster. And what's on it? Nidorino vs Gengar. So back in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, when you turned on your Game Boy and you were about to play those games, there was an opening sequence that featured these two Pokemon battling each other. It's pretty iconic. Leaf Green and Fire Red also did its own updated take on it too. Plus, we have a little bonus Easter egg for this number. Right next to the poster, there's a calendar that has a Pokemon icon on it, similar to the Pikachu one in Game Freak. That icon is the OG Pokemon icon that appeared in Red and Blue when you opened up your roster. And finally, in at number 1, the Master Trainers. One of the brand new features that these games offer is that after you defeat the Elite Four, you get to face off against Master Trainers, with the intention of defeating them and gaining their titles. But the whole trick with them is that you have to defeat them by using the Pokemon that they are masters with, meaning if you're facing a Master Trainer who specializes in, let's say, Psyduck for example, you would have to defeat them by using your own Psyduck. It's a neat addition. And there's 145 of them that you can battle in the game, giving the game much more longevity than some of its previous predecessors. But there's a nice little subtle Easter egg included in the game when it comes to the Master Trainers, who are the Zubat and Golbat trainers. The Zubat trainer's name is West, and the Golbat trainer's name is Keaton. Now if you're a fan of Batman, those names are probably tickling your earbuds a little bit. They're references to the first two popular actors to play the Caped Crusader, Adam West and Michael Keaton. West was known for his 1960s campy Batman television series and feature film that followed, and Keaton played the Dark Knight in the 1989 Tim Burton Batman film, along with its sequel Batman Returns. In addition to that, there are a few other Master Trainers who've been named after other pop culture references, including one named after WWE's Randy Orton. And the Master Trainer for Pikachu? Well, they're named after Aiku Otani, who voiced Pikachu for years. Alright, there we have it friends, there's a lot of other Easter eggs out there and little details about the game that we didn't get the chance to talk about in this list. So give us a shout in those comments below if you want more lists on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and share it with a friend. And if you're new, why not subscribe? We'd love it if you hung out with us some more. In the meantime though, thanks for watching everybody.